Brother Messiah. Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom again. Giving honor and praise unto Yah, the creator, the maker of heaven and earth. The brother Rob Zuridan, I know him since we were 11 years old. Being born 2 months apart. His Abba, may he rest in peace. When you heard me speak here back in last month, you did not have any Hebrew understanding. Certainly in the East Coast, certainly in New York. And to have no influence from Adon More Mishael. I remember going to the man's house in East New York and being taught 2-hour Hebrew classes. I spoke about Mordeh Yehoshaphat, that is the father of the sister Zakiya. 3-4-hour Hebrew classes. If I could get a reader of Bakwashah, anyone? Can we go to Proverbs or Mishlei chapter 10? Bakwashah for edification purposes. Okay, in the book of Proverbs chapter 10. Torah.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 10.
Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Tamshi.
He becometh poor.
Right.
That dealeth with a slack hand.
That's why. When you only meet and gather and intend to do things on the day you told to do no work.
Right.
Then being raised not to be haughty, 39 years old, and the understanding of Israel since I was 2 years old. Then when I turned 12, Israel ain't got nothing. 22, Israel ain't got nothing. 32, Israel ain't got nothing. Because you only meet the day Jehovah told you, Lo ta'aseh kol malaka. So if the day you only meet and gather is the day you commanded to do nothing as far as work goes, then how do you expect it to be? Shit, Yamin. 6 days ta'as. Well, how you go? Tishet Yamin ta'abo. 6 days tashat labor. That's not an option. It's not an option that you work. Time sheet, my brother Ego. What the last part say? Oh, that?
But the hand of the diligent makes rich.
The hand of the diligent makes rich. That's how you have somebody as great, may he rest in peace, such as Mordeh Mishael, such as Kohen Mikael, such as Mordeh Yehoshaphat, such as Simeon, may he rest in peace. Because for those, namely out of New York or in the North, you are not touching any historian without understanding the elder Simeon ben Yehuda. Many people may not know who I'm speaking of, but for those who do, know that was a historian. No Google.
That's right.
No, I have to go and get this book. There was no Amazon back in 1970s. So that was straight up diligent work that one had put in. We was talking earlier in the text message. Because I was saying, what do I call the man who runs the place? Kohelet. They say the honorable such. So the word for honorable is mekubad in Hebrew. Now, there are 7 verb stems in Hebrew. There's the qual, there's the nephal, there's the pl, there's the pual. Right? Right? Then you have the hipael, you have the whole father, and the hifil.
Right.
The way you say the honorable such and such is the word mekubad. Alright? So you would say the honorable Kohelet, you would say Kohelet ham kubad. That's how you would say that in Hebrew. You understand? Yeah. So now, when you speak about what Solomon had left on record, about it saying the hand of the diligent making rich, you have to, in speaking in general, personal, and any other aspects, put that work in. That is what is going to sit there and shine. You understand? When I first came here in July, right, I was impressed with the way the Yellow Dean, the way the Yellow Goat was singing in the Hebrew. You understand? Going over things in the Hebrew. And though Hebrew doesn't make you more righteous, but there's no way that I'm going to be, and to name it, kosher for those who may or may not know, that's the camp where I started at, having Hebrew all over the wall, having Hebrew where Mordeh Yosef and Adon Yishai used to teach, And I'm there looking like, what is this scribble scrabble looking?
Yeah.
And then this European convert is sitting up there talking in Hebrew. Then when we was at Pesach in 1991, and the woman was singing in Beni Adat in Hebrew, and I looked at my mother, I said, Shalom Aleha Achshav. I said, what are they saying, Mommy? Oh, I don't know.
Come on,
So all these years, and we're still saying, you don't know what we are singing and saying? I looked at her, I said, Mommy, I'm going to get that language.
That's right.
So I sat under Kohen Mikael. I sat under Mother Yehoshaphat. I sat under Mother Mishael. You understand? And so when you put that time in, you can see it coming later on into fruition. And you will find those who did not have the hand of the diligent. Oh, that person arrogant. It's not arrogant. It's you know what you're talking about. You understand? It's not belligerence. It's not conceit. There's a difference between having a strong mind and a person who has no kind of ambition. I forgot the guy's name in the book of Judges. And this is not to disrespect anybody. Take them to the water. The people who lap it up like a dog, Gideon, Torah. The people who lap it up like a dog, that's who I want. They who want the easier route with their hand, no, I'm not going to deal with that. Because you're not going in that particular subject. You're trying to find, no disrespect is intended, the easier way out. You understand? The most convenient way out. You understand? You're not willing to go all the way in as much as one could and should. You know, so in the Apocrypha, it talks about making yourself acceptable to the congregation. Every presentation I've done, from the camps in New York to the camps that are down here and so forth and so on, you never present anything without running with the people who run the place. There should be nothing that comes up out of surprise, like, oh, I didn't know that was going to be said. No, that's not said there. Every time I'd sit there and text the brother Eob or the brother Ezra, but sit there, so that seems to be one of the most favorite words here. So if it's in order, best say there, from the word sadar, which means to order or to arrange, you understand? Then therefore, there must be with that tarbut. Tarbut meaning what? What does tarbut mean, brother? Culture or manners. The reason why such is the case is because there is a way to do things in the house of Yisrael. When you walk in somebody's organization, in their place, there is an order in the house of Yisrael. Before you into Yisrael, the land, Yehovah doth know this is what is going to be expected. You understand? You go in no place without having the consistent, what are your rules, what are your rules, what are your rules? You have to understand that in order to know how to function within it. You just can't come, I know your day, I know Hebrew, here, no. There's already a seder that was already established. You understand? Your da'at, your knowledge does not trump kabod. What does kabod mean, Rob? Honor or respect. You understand? Respect trumps your knowledge. Case in point. If you're a man of Elohim, the king said, come down. If I'm a man of Elohim, may fire from the heavens come and strike you in your 50. And then he said, 50 more honorable in the Tanakh, right? Says, man of Elohim, come down. Says, if I'm a man of Elohim, may fire come and strike you down. Point being is this. When you come with kabod, honor, and respect, then people will sit there and want to ask you if you're not.
That's right.
But if you come with Ruach HaZadon, the spirit of arrogance, Ruach HaGasut, the spirit of nastiness, Ruach HaLoto, the spirit that is not good, then you can take your knowledge, Lehitraot, Shalom Lekim, adios, later, and you don't say Lishmayeka, I don't want to hear that. And then at that point, you have done your whole other disservice. Because if you haven't gifted something and you misuse that, that is taking the name of Yahuwah in vain.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
So I'm going to ask the brother, Eob, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 10. Barak Shah. Okay, Deuteronomy 28, verse 10. Because we're used to, and Todah Yah, I was able to write a book on Deuteronomy 28.
All right.
And as the brother Rob stated, it did not end there with Egypt in ships. The Most High didn't just leave Israel hanging like, well, that's just what it is. No. He told you, as Rob already stated, what to do to get out of that particular situation. So I'm going to ask Aki, Bavakashah, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 10.
Book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 10.
Tamshi.
And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Jehovah.
So you, right there, it tells you, as the saying goes, know before whom thou standest. Like in the case with Yehoshua, Joshua, and before that with Moshe, take your shoes off, for the place you come is holy ground.
Right.
There's already an order to certain things. You just can't come as you are and just stay as you are.
Right.
Something has to grow up in that particular regard.
Yeah.
And this is, and I say no disrespect in this. In Israel, you got the Psalm or the Shaul mind and the Dawid mind. Let me explain what I mean by that and collaborate or land back with the brother Rob has stated. Right?
Right.
The Psalm mind, north, south, east, or west, is I'm on my block. I'm good right here. I don't need to sit there and think beyond certain things.
Right.
The Most High in Deuteronomy, through the prophet Moses, said, when cities are added on to these cities, you shall have more cities of refuge. That's the Dawid mind. The Dawid mind, David mind, was we can sit there and go and deal with the Arameans. Saul, loving everybody, I want to get the Amalekite Nashim and their animals and make a treaty with Agag and everybody cut them off. Jehovah fired him. The Most High fired. Sadly, like Nadab in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
And while Shemuel sadly was mourning, Jehovah said, why are you mourning over Shaul? I need my ostihu. I have rejected him.
Rejected him.
You understand?
Yes.
So while Shaul was there, the Most High already has a replacement already being set up.
Oh, yeah.
And Dawid didn't raise up against his Adon and Melech,
No.
his Lord and King. He still knew, I'm your successor, he still respected Seder.
That's right.
These are certain things that we see later when the Most High said this man Dawid is a man after my own heart. We can see what that is about.
Yeah.
Your character only shows your true da'at. Your character shows your true knowledge on the subject matter. You understand?
Yes.
Bavakashah, my brother Eo. Give me, please, Proverbs chapter 26, verse 13. So we can gain some understanding that was left in the Tanakh about character. Because I remember, and it's like you have man meetings or nation meetings. I remember them years ago in the Knesset or in the camps. And you would have the Nashim, or sometimes that's to say the Hebrew word for women. The men of Israel ain't doing anything. I mean, just straight flat like that. Wow. You understand? But what is being shown, if Yaakov knew Yosef's dream, that the Shemesh, or the sun represented him, and his Ima was the moon and his 11 brothers or the 11 stars. And if it's true, of the moon reflected her light from the sun, you must sit there and give something more to the people than just what you're saying.
Yes.
You have to give something more to the people than just that.
Right.
More than Mishael had DVDs in the language for those who wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Open up his door and say you can come in and learn for those who wanted it.
Yes.
And the lack of students who did not sit there and care to show up still did not deter one from one's Elohim given mission and duty. You don't drop the towel or throw away the towel, as the saying goes. You understand? And say, well, you know what? Well, if they don't sit there and deal with it, then I'm going to sit there and give up too. Because Yah gave you that vision.
That's right.
Yah didn't give him or her that vision.
That's right.
I can't sing. I know I tried, called myself doing that earlier. You understand? when they were singing the songs and so forth and so on. But for those who happen to have the ability to sing well and so forth and so on, if no one else cares about it, you don't sit there and disregard what the Most High God, Most High Elohim has given you. Now, the songs that they sing, the congregation from Georgia, those who may not know, Open Up Your Vision was a song written by an elder, may he rest in peace, by the name of Adon Dawid Ben Yehuda. The other song, called Yisrael, also written by that same person. I remember singing that when I was 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. You understand? Yeah. So when they sang it here, it brought me back to the Bronx. You understand? It brought me back to Brooklyn. Because those are songs that I was helped in being raised upon and raised in. You have people, brothers and sisters, whose parents died in this. I told, before I moved down here to the South, I remember telling, I was at the Camp Hashaba in Charlotte, and I was speaking, because when I speak with his brother, Morayaya, ain't Angeli, no English. Me and the brother Morayaya, we speak no English when we talk. You understand? After we saw the Harriet Tubman movie, no English. Am I lying? So that's how him and I like to sit there and exercise it with each other. And I told the brother, I said, Ainli Ima, Ainli Abba, Hora Hemritu. You understand? I have no mother, no father, my parents have deceased. There are people in this way of life whose parents raised them and they are no longer around. So do you sit there and to collaborate what we were talking about earlier, do you sit there and drop the towel and sit there and let things go? How is that honoring the memory of they whom the Most High has given the ability to teach you about Him? You understand? So I'm going to ask the brother, Bavak read Mishlei of Proverbs 26, verse 13.
Proverbs 26 and 13. The skillful man said, there is a lion in the way. A lion is in the streets.
There's no reason for us to have to do anything. We're in captivity. We don't see no growth. What is the point? The white man is this, so forth and so on. What? You are telling your Nashim or your women, your Yeladim and your Yeladot, that another man is greater than you? That is when sometimes, not to be egotistical, but when you need to have that good, as it says, Kazak Amat. Brother, what does that mean?
Strong and courageous.
Strong and courageous. You understand? If you don't have that strength and that courage, how do you look telling somebody else in your family, this man got more power than me? I can't do it because of him. I remember, may she rest in peace, my imam gave me a marker for that. You understand? A marker is what you call a spanking. Maybe go to the closet, get the cardboard out, bring it out, because we ain't from the South, so there ain't no switch. In Brooklyn, you go to the belt that you got over from C-Town. You understand? And said, don't you ever sit there and let me hear you say that because of somebody else is the reason why you did or did not. Right. You understand? And then reading Proverbs chapter 9, if you are wise for thine own self. So if you have a reason, and if you can verbally state your reasoning as to why something is happening, then you also must understand what the solution is. That's why I like Proverbs here.
Verse 14 says, as the door turneth upon his hinges,
right,
so doth the sofa upon his bed.
So, in other words, he's like this. I'm just chilling all day. What you doing? 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm chilling. 12 p.m., I'm chilling. You know what that is? That's one of them curses that Deuteronomy talks about. Thou shalt grope at noonday like the blind gropeth in darkness, not prospering in your ways. Isaiah 51, where it says, thy young men are filled with the fury of Yahweh at the head of the streets. All day, in and out, same old mundane, same old situations, in and out, same situations. I have a sister that used to be a cop. She said she locked up some of the same people in the same vicinity for doing the same thing. Wow. You have got to be kidding me. So I understand them by the E28. when it says not prospering in your ways. You understand? It's about having things, being prosperous. Don't sit there and believe we must be, and it ain't all about money, poor righteous teachers.
That's right.
You understand? Because it says the rich and the poor is made by the Most High.
Right.
So it's good and evil. So you can sit there and choose which one you want. It says in the book of Hosea, brothers and sisters, that the way of the Most High is one way. It's strength to the upright, but ruin to the workers of iniquity, says Proverbs. So you have to decide which side do you care to sit there and be on, or stand there and be on, or move there and be on. Tom Schick, Adonai?
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Verse 15 says, a sulfur hideth his hand in his bosom. It grieved him to bring it again to his mouth.
In other words, some translations would say he put his hand in a dish and it reared for him to bring it to his mouth, right? Not to talk street on Shabbat, but when you want to talk about Jacob telling his sons, I heard there's food in Egypt. Why are y'all just there looking at each other, chilling all day? What are you doing? You can't be serious, my sons. There's food. Go down there before we die. So you have that slothful mind that will put his hand in the dish and it works like, I gotta actually now, yes, step one, now step two. Don't sit there and start and then act like you ain't gotta sit there and complete the mission. These are things that being left on record from the Most High so we can understand certain things. Before the world, or pardon me, before Adam and Hawa was made, the Most High already put his work in. He already established the Kokabim, the stars. Right. He already established the Shemesh, the sun, the Yarayat, the moon, the Rakwiyah, the firmament, the Yam, the sea, the Eretz, the earth. He already put his work in. So and he put man in there to dress it and keep it. So now you have a mission to do on your own. Right. Elohim sent the strong eastern wind and opened the sea. It's now time to sit there and make that move. Or are you just going to say, well, we're going to meet next Shabbat.
No.
And then we're going to meet next Shabbat. Because see, Shabbat ain't going to cease. All our teachers, some of us, some of our parents, we kept Shabbat with them. It's still in existence. What it says is, let's go there. Give me Zechariah chapter 1, verse 1. So we're going to sit there and let the book speak for itself. Yes. Zechariah chapter 1, verse 1, Aki.
Yes.
So that.
Man, talk about it, man.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 1. In the 8th month,
right,
in the 2nd year of Darius,
right,
came the word of Jehovah to Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, right, Jehovah have been sore displeased with your fathers.
Now that right there is in the timeline, like during the era when the Persians was ruling. So it says the word of the Most High came. Now go to verse 5 and let's see what the Most High said.
Verse 5 says, your fathers,
Abotecha,
where are they?
Aye Otam, where are they?
And the prophets,
Wahan Bi'im, and the prophets.
Do they live forever?
Do they live? No.
No.
So, yes, we understand that our teachers, our leaders, and in certain cases our parents, who are no longer among us, it says they don't live forever.
Right.
So it's a beautiful thing to sit there and cherish the legacies and so forth, but what name are we going to sit there and leave behind?
All right.
You understand? All right. That's what motivated me, glory to the Most High, to want to start writing. Because when I was in Hashaba, when they were in New York, we had what they called the Shomrim. Those were the guards that would be outside. They had the Levites, brothers that were inside, and the brothers understanding other tribes, Judah, Dan, Manasseh, so forth, on the outside with makulot or sticks, right? So, making a long story short, somebody came up and said, excuse me, are you Muslim? I said, no, we are Israelites. And they wanted some literature. So, of course, I could say go to the store and get Babylon and Timbuktu. You understand? Right. But when somebody comes to the organization and wants to sit there and retrieve something for their own edification, have something.
Have something.
Very important. You understand?
Right.
Have something, because you never know what question somebody can sit there and come up with. You never understand what understanding somebody may come up with. want to be able to defend your position.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
Now, before we get into a very short PowerPoint, very short, I'm going to ask the brother Eob again, Bavakusha. Give me Devarim, chapter 30, verse 1. We want to read this to collaborate what the brother Nasik Rob Zuridan was doing. Now, like I said, this is a brother I've known from New York. I remember going to the bodega, the corner store with them and so forth and so on. You understand? And it's not to talk business on the seventh day. I have a W-2 from this man.
Come on.
All right.
Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? I have filled out with the social and the English name being employed by this man right here.
Right, right.
You understand? These are the kinds of things that one is able to sit there and do for their people when, sorry to have to say, you just read the book without understanding it on Saturday.
That's right.
You understand? That is not doing the Shabbat a service. When you got to sit there and consistently go back and say, well, we kept Shabbat, told me old. Now here's an application, brother. Go to the white man so he can sit there and hope to hire you so you and your Isha won't get kicked out.
All right.
Yisrael was made to be self-sufficient.
That's right.
Shalak Ami. Let my people go. While you outdo me, that they may serve me.
Yeah.
You can't properly serve the Most High under the jurisdiction of someone else.
No.
That's why Devarim 30 is important, because it tells you when you're under this is what you do. Did you know that Torah
Hold up.
is the only doctrine that tells you to wash up as much as it does? Did you know that Torah is the only doctrine that has a diet like no other diet on earth?
That's right.
So when Moshe said, when you look from one end of the earth to the other, if there's a law like this, try to find it. Because the Code of Hammurabi don't match Torah. The principles of Ma'at of Egypt don't match Torah. You understand? The Numen Elish don't match Torah. The Keeping the Gast do not match the Torah. So that's something we want to point out for that.
That's right.
Now,
That's right.
Bavakusha Aki Tamshi.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, and it shall come to pass,
Right.
when all these things are come upon thee,
Right.
the blessing and the curse,
Tamshi.
which I have set before thee,
Tamshi.
and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations,
Right.
whether Jehovah thy power have driven thee,
Tamshi.
and shall return unto Jehovah thy power,
Right.
and shall obey his voice,
Right.
according to all that I command thee
All the
Tamshi.
this day,
Right.
and thy children,
Right.
with all thy heart
Tamshi.
and with all thy soul.
Tamshi. The Apocrypha says, when you come to serve the Most High, prepare your soul for temptation. So you're going to have a set obstacle here or there. But you got to know just to sit there and say, I'm going to move that to the side because I'm going to sit there and do what I have to do before the Most High.
Yeah.
You understand? Tamshi.
Listen to verse 3. It says that then Jehovah thy power
Read on.
will turn thy captivity
Read on.
and have compassion upon thee,
Right.
and will return and
Right.
gather thee from all the nations, whether Jehovah thy power have scattered thee.
So now let's go over a little bit, if you will, of some of the things in Devarim 28 that we're familiar with. The ships, that happened. You understand? The broken families, that happened.
Right.
His eye, evil against her, evil against his brother.
Right.
Her eye, evil against her Yeladim, and against the husband of her bosom. That happening.
Right.
Cursed in the city, in the field. So what we'll do after slavery ends, we'll go from South Carolina to Manhattan.
Right.
Just to get lynched by the Irish. You understand? Cursed in the city and the field. So we have to know that Yahweh has left an antidote, brothers and sisters, to the situations that we are in. So when we do our part, it says that the Most High will return and gather us from wherever he scattered us. That's why 12 tribe charts don't really have that much basis. Because Jehovah know where he scattered his people. You understand? So that argument is neither here nor there. Because our duty, what we were told to do, is return back to the Most High. And he will gather us from wherever we were.
Right.
Let's see. Tamshik, my Lord.
Verse 4 says,
right.
If any of thine be driven out into the utmost parts of heaven,
right.
From thence will Jehovah thy power gather thee,
right.
And from thence will he fetch thee. And
right.
Verse 5 says, And Jehovah thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee.
And multiply thee. And what does it say?
Above thy fathers.
No, we got to stay under them.
Above thy fathers.
We got to stay under them because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were the greatest. We can't match that. What did the Most High say he will make happen?
He will multiply thee
above your fathers. Any parent in their right mind wants their child to excel him or her.
That's right.
So Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov would want us to excel them. It's not a dishonor or disrespect to do better than your parents.
Right. Right.
So these are things that we want to point out for edification purposes.
Yeah.
Now, my friend, continue. Torah.
Verse 6. And Jehovah thy power will circumcise thine heart.
Right.
And the heart of thy seed.
Right.
To love Jehovah thy power with all thine heart.
Right.
And with all thy soul.
Right.
That thou mayest live.
That thou mayest live. How do you say live in Hebrew? Now see. Kai or Kayin. Do you know the difference between Kaya in Hebrew to live and Haya in Hebrew to exist? There's existing and then there's living. Not to talk street, but you know when people say this is live or we're eating or so forth and so on, it means that you affluent. You understand?
Yeah.
The priests that had the lambs, the rams, and even the 10th parts of an ephah for fine flour means that the people were putting their hands to doing something.
Right.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
You got to have that in the house of Israel.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
And when you see those who have that, do not deter him or her. You understand?
Okay.
When you see somebody making a move, don't sit there and tell the brother, oh, you wrote a book, that was quickly. What are you talking about? That was quick.
Yeah.
You got Israelites who can't spell their name in Hebrew.
Right.
So why not write a book in regards to the house of Israel learning?
That's right. Okay.
That's what you mean. That's what. That was done quickly. We're behind.
We're behind.
So how can you tell somebody that doing something in regards with a book in Hebrew for a people, a congregation in the house of Israel, it means that you was moving too quickly?
No.
How is that possible?
Not possible.
You understand?
Come on, man.
How are you not in the land of your nativity, only knowing the oppressor's language? You understand? And then have a ruach that will say, oh, that was too quick. We're supposed to just keep on sitting week after week, week after week,
No.
and week after week,
No.
and week after week.
No.
That becomes mundane. And you know what happens?
That's right.
The people who's about putting that work in, leave these camps.
That's right.
Real talk. When they're on my kid full, being in this over 35 years,
Come on, man.
because those who are about it are shut down. Women, shut up.
Come on, man.
Brother, you arrogant.
You're teaching now.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now you done depressed the working mindset of the brothers and sisters, so they leave and go elsewhere. And then you slander them because they left under your jurisdiction.
Right.
Oh, they don't understand this or that. No.
Oh.
Everyone's not going to understand just sitting under you. Shabur, Akare Shabur,
Yeah.
Akare Shabur.
No.
What did the people tell Elisha? Elohim's going to take your master away today.
Yeah.
You got to now walk on your own, baby.
That's right.
You understand? It ain't about, I could just keep on turning around and look, just keep on sitting and turn around and look, because eventually you're going to sit there and have to put your own particular fortitude and work in a particular manner.
That's right.
But understand something, Yisrael.
Okay.
When you want to sit there and see the fall of something, It's not that there weren't people who didn't care or concerned or had an ability or a mission. In many cases, it was shot down. You understand? The Saul line and the David line. David, understand you're a boy. And he's been fighting since he was a boy. That's all. You're not thinking, baby. If he's been fighting since he was a boy, somebody encouraged him.
That's right.
So now you're telling me that this freak is supposed to keep on terrorizing your people because he's been doing this since he was a boy.
Right.
And what Samuel told Saul is, you thought it was a light thing, but you are head of the 12 tribes of Israel. And when you are in a head position in something, it is very, very important to know your place in such. Zechariah Bavak was shot. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 8. So we can sit there and see that the Most High did not change. All right? Zechariah 7, verse 8. So we can sit there and see what Elohim is talking about. Top sheet.
Zechariah.
Chapter
7 and verse 8.
Thank you.
And the word of Yahweh came unto Zechariah, saying,
Right?
Thus speak of the whole, saying, execute true judgment,
Right.
and show mercy and compassion every man to
Right.
his brother,
Right.
and oppress not the widow,
Right.
nor the fatherless,
Right.
the stranger,
Right.
nor the poor,
Top sheet.
and let none of you imagine evil against his brother
Brother in your heart.
In your heart.
1,000 years or so before Zechariah in Torah, the Most High through the prophet Moses said in Leviticus, hate not your brother in your heart. Yahweh sees the character of one's heart.
Right.
Like in Ezekiel 14, when the people had their idols in their heart already. Ezekiel, son of man, they playing themselves. They're just sitting up there in front like, can you tell me? You really don't want to sit there and hear that. You understand? There are those who put on a show, and then there are those who are trying to show something. So with that said, I'm going to do a very short PowerPoint presentation and so forth, and then I'll turn the mic over. Babakusha. Thank you. This is not nowhere near as long as the other one. All right? Nowhere near as long as that. I want to say, as I stated to the brother Eob and the brother Ezra, and to the Honorable Kohelet, it's a very welcoming feeling to be welcomed.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You know, because everywhere in Israel doesn't give forth a welcoming feeling. Sometimes it's, what do you want to do here? Sometimes it's, watch that brother over there. So when you know such is the case, you put your work in and just let the Most High's work be shown through you.
That's right.
So you watch that. Okay, Torah. Okay, I stated this is nowhere near, like, this is the PowerPoint, right? Okay. No, Aki, you showed the actual document I sent the other day. You gotta go to the email that I sent you yesterday, I'm sorry. Okay, Torah. That's not the PowerPoint, that's the itself. Okay, as the brother does what he has to do in that particular regard, I want to ask this question. What do we see ourselves doing in the next 5 to 6 years?
Great question.
You understand? Like, a lot of times in jobs, they'll ask you, what can you do to help benefit the company or so forth and so on. So in Israel, we may want to ask the same thing. What can you do to help benefit the house of Israel? You understand?
Yes.
That's a very important question. And it can be anything from dropping a wise word or to be in somebody's ears or any other particular aspect. You understand?
Yes.
And don't let nobody tell you, speaking in general, that that's not needed, because it is.
Needed.
All right?
Yeah, man.
So just want to go over this real quick. Then I'm going to turn it over to the Aki. Thanks. Okay, this is nowhere near as stated as long as the one that was before. All right? King. All right. A short presentation giving honor to the Most High. All right? So we can understand who the glory and the honor is going to. All right? All right. Now, notes on the subject. We wanted to go into a little diaspora matter to understand history for reason and purposes. Kohen Mikhail in his book called Israelites and Jews, A Significant Difference. Now, that was one of the greatest books that was written by an Israelite besides Rudolph Windsor in his book Babylon and Timbuktu. You understand?
Okay.
Pointed out that Strabo, who was a Greek, stated that the Hebrews existed from the Katabasmos to Ethiopia. The Katabasmos is in Libya. The new name of the province, Syria Palestina, was normally, if not consistently, used after this date. In other words, they changed the name of Israel, the land, to Syria Palestina. That's what I wanted to point out. After the Israelites were kicked out of their land, because they didn't let the land rest,
Right.
because they didn't respect when the land was supposed to be worked, they abused it. The book of Baruch in the Apocrypha says, I spit you out because you did not keep the laws of your maker.
Do it.
You understand?
Right.
So let's go on to the next part. All right. This book here, The Lost Jews, Last of the Ethiopian Philosophers. Now, these are a group of people who were, quote, discovered, quote unquote, in the 17th century by the Portuguese when they were trying to spread Christianity to Ethiopia. And these, well, their immediate ancestors in the 1600s were saying we got the Orit, which is the Ge'ez word for Torah. We keep Shabbat, which is the Ge'ez word for Shabbat. We keep Fasika, which is the Ge'ez word for Pesach. You understand? So this is a book that gets into them in that particular regard. Now, according to their understanding, they saying that there are tribes in Israel that are scattered from China to America.
Right. Okay.
When they was interviewed in the 1990s, a guy named Musala is his last, Adisu Musala, one of their leaders, he said, we thought all the Jews in the world were black. So if they thought all the, quote, Jews in the world were black, then they could not understand anything about that Khazarian thing. You understand? So, now, by 70 AD, there were thousands of Jews in Cilicia and the Tigris, right? Okay, I already mentioned I jumped ahead my own thought. All right, let's go on. Now, Elephantine Manor, Malek in his book, Atlas of Ancient Egypt, speaks to the Jews of Elephantine Island, and the Bible does as well. The Israelites migrated to African places in history, however, since the era of Solomon. Now, one of the things I told Adol Kohelet, Honorable Kohelet, on the phone is people pick up certain things when they're around you.
That's right.
You understand? When you can see marriages with the man's sons, with their wives and children, people see that. You understand? That is observed. Not being nosy, but it is observed. You understand? When people are talking certain things that can benefit one another,
right,
that is observed.
Right.
So I was telling the man's sons that your Abba, from what I'm able to see, did a very good job in raising. You can tell the difference. You understand? All right, let's go on. Now, Afro-Asiatic languages. I wanted to point out Hebrew and Aramaic are cousins. Aramaic, Aram, were the mothers of the Israelites. The brother, elder to me, Nasi Kez, spoke about Jacob not going to the wives or the women, pardon me, of Canaan, but rather go to Padan Aram. Go to Padan Aram, which means the plain of Aram. The Arameans were later on called Syrians by the Greeks. So Aramaic and Hebrew are similar. There are kings of Israel that names are not Hebrew. Did you know that? Baasha, Elah, those are two kings of ancient Israel whose names is Aramaic. Hebrew and Aramaic writing is similar, like French and Spanish writing is similar. It's just how one pronounces it that makes the difference in what tongue you're talking in. But as we can see, brothers and sisters, all right, Hebrew and Aramaic are related under the Afro-Asiatic languages. Afro from the root word in Latin, afir, which means in part black. Even though we don't use that term, but I just want to point that out for reason and purposes. The brother, elder to me, Moray Kaz, said that Esau is not, being a Hebrew, the European, and that Hebrew has nothing to do with them. That's why Hebrew is not listed under the Indo-European languages. Let me drop something. Did you know, brothers and sisters, that many so-called ghetto names of a lot of our sisters are Hebrew? Did you know that? Did you know that Tamika is a Hebrew word? It's in your 501 verse book for those who are interested. The word Tamika in Hebrew comes from the root word tamak, which means support. Did you know that in Hebrew, speaking in respect of the elder, Moreh Mishael, the meaning of Mishael means who is like El. Me means who, question. Shah, like or as El. Who is like El? That's a question. That's the man's name. So now if Kwana in Hebrew means to acquire, and Shah means that which is, Shakwana, Shaniqua, all of that can be traced back to Hebraic understanding. Because the word Niqua, from Naqua, brothers and sisters, means innocence. So for those who want to get into that, these are things we want to point out. Right? Let's go on. Now, the letter Hey and Tau. Now, some people say it's Thou, or Tau, but regardless of that, these two are the feminine letters in Hebrew. All right? We want to point that out. So let's go on in that particular case. Now, Hebrew is read from right to left. The letters also hold numerical value. That will be discussed later on, all right? The letters which are silent remain silent, unlike English. All right, let's go on to the next part. Because it holds numerical value, because Hebrew can also be used to do math.
Right.
All right, so we just want to point that out. Rules and regulations. Joshua in the Battle of Jericho, in the Hebrew it uses the word here, koma. The word koma meaning wall, W-A-L-L. And the walls came tumbling down. Well, that is the word that's used there, the word koma. All right? In Hebrew, a noun is known as either feminine or masculine. The possession of a noun is noted at the end of the noun. So that's what we want to point out. So koma, wall, becomes komati. The hay drops out and is replaced with a towel. So Hebrew is easy. It's different, but it's not difficult. You understand? All right, so these are things we want to point out. All right, slick about that. With these two being the feminine letters, the word for hat that you see, usually is said as kippah, kippati, my hat. Torah, meaning what?
Thank you.
Not Torah, Torah, sorry. Instructional law. Torati, my instruction or my law. So we can gain understanding in that particular regard. I keep emphasizing Hebrew is not difficult, it's easy. All right, it's not difficult at all. Example, koma wool becomes komati. The hay becomes a towel when showing the possession. All right, now next, brothers and sisters, the manner of verbs past and future. Regarding verbs, the past tense is noted as showing a suffix at the end of the word. Now, when you see a word and there are certain things added to it, that is called suffixes. All right? Example, Shama means en route to hear. Shamati means I heard. All right? Sorry about that. Regarding verbs, the future tense is noted as showing a prefix in the beginning of the word. Shama, meaning to hear. Tishma means you will hear. So let me explain this a bit slower. And I don't say that to be offensive to anyone. Shama in root means to hear. Shamati, I heard. Tishma, you will hear. Shama is the root. The T at the end of that shows it to be I whatever. Shamati, I heard. Halati, I walked. Raziti, I wanted. All right? Let's go on. Shama wa tishma. Here we see the word shamata. The word means you heard. All right? It's noted in the past tense. Sha-ma-ta. The root and then the actual aspect of the suffix. Here we see tishma, meaning you will hear. All right? And I got this down when I'm doing from Kohen Mikael, step by step. Tishma. All right? Shin, mem, ayin. Shin, mem, ayin. The root never drops out. And that's how you know there's no correct Hebrew word for Jewish. Because Judah in Hebrew is Yehuda. So Yehudi, or the Yehudim, means Judites. The Dalet, which is part of the root of the word Yehuda, never drops out. So how does Yehudim, which would mean Judites, become Jew or Jewish? What happened to the Dalet? It doesn't drop out at all. So that's something we want to point out in that. So Tishma means you will hear. Shamata means you heard. All right? Now, I took the liberty, may he rest in peace, Chief Naftali. Before his passing, he gave me permission to use his picture in presentations. This is a man who taught my mother. So we can understand the kinds of things we're talking about. A chief and one who resembles him. This is Chief Naftali coming out of New York. This is one of the Falasha elders. What's the difference between this man, you ain't going to deal with Yahoo, this man here, and this man here? The Beta Israel, the so-called Falashas. What's the difference in looking at this man and this man here? So when Yah spoke about scattering his people from one end of the earth to the other, they look alike if you did not know the difference already. But before, as I stated, in order and respect, I'm not showing nobody's picture without their permission. That's just out of respect. You understand? He told me, yes, bang, you can do it, and so forth and so on. But I just wanted to point this out. Now, speaking about when you're seen as a moreh, a teacher, a sar, such as a chief, a nasi or nasik, as a prince, and so forth and so on. Let's talk about personal family. You understand? When I couldn't control, when my imam, may she rest in peace, broke down crying, I had to call Chief Naftali on the matter. And he was able to console her with some of the wisdom that he had. See, that's what happens when you just don't make yourself available only on Shabbat. When you can make yourself available outside of the holy convocation. When you make yourself available to the people. I knew who to call when I couldn't sit there and make them feel at peace. I called this man right here. You understand? So these are things just wanted to sit there and talk about it for edification purposes. All right, next slide. All right, now, for those who know or didn't know, this is a book here from me dedicated to the camp called Hebrew for All, the Hebrew family of Chester, South Carolina. I call this me giving back to Israel, all right? It's available for those who want it. But anyway, the goal of this book is to help Israelites understand Hebrew from a basic alphabet to understanding how to read, to general conversation, and finally other aspects. When I first came here, just here, I was impressed with the way the children were in Hebrew. All right? So this is just something, just want to show for edification purposes. This is something we could talk about when the sun is down and so forth and so on. But brothers and sisters, this is something dedicated, all right, to the camp in regards to certain things. This is what a brother is talking about, all right, when it says, what are you coming with other than I know Hebrew? I'll get back to your text in 2 days. I'm working for the white man now. I'm busy. Or, brothers and sisters, what some people say, see, you can't stand in front of the people, honestly, on Shabbat and then sit there and say, on the days of the week, oh, I'm at work. And you can't. If you are accepting the title of Moreh, Nasi, Saul, Nasi, so forth and so on. Sit there and say, I'm with my Isha right now. You ain't got no time for that. For to quote that movie, he lost, in that movie, The Ten Commandments, he lost shoe when he went out, and I lost it when he found his God. And if the Isha respects her Ish, she's going to sit there and support that. Not sit there and say, I need time, what about me? And so, no. You understand? Because if, in my opinion, if she has any ahaba or love, she's going to work to make his dream a success. You understand? As opposed to just sitting there saying, can you just help me? No, I can't. You understand? So these are things we want to point out, brothers and sisters, for edification purposes. So that's it with the time. Turn off for that. And I'm going to turn it over to Don Kohila.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Great word. Great presentation from Maury Yeshaya. Hallelujah. I don't know why my father gave me the mic, but praise Yah for a great Shabbat. Great words that I heard from all the men. Much that we can say, but hallelujah. I learned to keep quiet and peaceful during certain times. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I got to say that, Brother Rob, appreciate that. Great job. Hallelujah. The word that was spoken. Great spirit from the brother. Since the first time we met him. Great hearing. Like you say, everything that we heard today was needful. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Things that it's nothing that we have not heard that have already been said today. Or it's nothing that we can't speak to. We choose not to make war on Shabbat day. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So with that being said, we turn it back to the Honorable Kohila. Hallelujah. I guess we're going to get out of here.
Yeah, any of the brothers.
Any of the brothers. My brother Yoel, good to see you come in. Moreh Yoel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Brother Ben, come on up, Aki. This is my Aki here, Ben.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.
Shalom.
Giving all glory, all honor to His Creator. Thanking Him for all things and everything. I had the opportunity to meet a lot of leaders in the community. Few of them standing here, elders, more recently, the Honorable Kohila. And with the spirit of today, as you just said, we here on the Shabbat day. For peace, we don't create war on the Shabbat day.
Yeah.
I mean, so trigger something real quick. And a couple months back, God was in the Holy Ghost. And I violated this place, this family, by coming here on Yahweh Day and disturbing the peace. So it's in my spirit I owe it to you. My Abba,
Hallelujah.
Kohelet,
Yeah. Gang.
because he kept it 100 with me from day one. Oh, that means real. I'm just going to give an apology because I'm in front of people I respect, men I respect. Prince Kaz, my brother Rob, Maureen Yoel, my brother Yif, Saul back here, Ezra, all the brothers here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because these are brothers, most of these brothers is brothers that when I'm going through my thing, I can pick up the phone and call.
Thank you.
And, you know what I mean? And me personally, the Creator blessed me to actually have brothers to call on.
Right.
From, I can go back from Mori Mishael, Rob Abba Ben Amin in Israel, Chief of Chief. All of these elders that's here now and going, I was able to have conversations with them.
Yeah.
And co-heal it.
Yes, sir.
So I got to do what's in my spirit
Right.
and stand before the people and apologize for everything that I did to violate this house that day, the Shabbat.
We accept
So I can move forward and be who I'm destined to be.
Yes, sir.
That's it. So tell out for that last word.
We accept that from our brother Ben Boaz. And the Chester family hold nothing in their heart against the young man.
Tasaluk.
Praise Yah. Hallelujah. We thank him for his bravery. And thank him for his humbleness to come up and do that. We hold nothing against the brother. We love him. And it's just like something is missing when he's not here. He was missing on last week. He was up in New York and we miss him. So we're glad that he's back. Praise Yah. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it moving. Let's go on to higher height and deeper depth. Praise Almighty Yah. Now to any of our other brothers and elders, whoever is here, praise Yah, before we turn out. Yiftah, where's Yif? He's not in here.
I'm in here. We're not talking today.
Okay, Yif not talking today. All right. No one else? Elder Maury Abram? Elder Zion? Okay, and we're going to turn to our shepherd and he will... Well, let's get an announcement at this time. Announcements from Yitzchak. And then to our shepherd. He don't have anything to say. Praise your announcement. Hallelujah. Yakim. Hallelujah.
All praises to the Most High, Yah!
Shabbat Shalom. As a way of announcements on tomorrow at 10, breakfast for the teachers. Leaders will begin. They will be sitting around discussing various topics. It will be the first Council of Unity meeting tomorrow at 10. Breakfast will be served, and then after that, they will go straight to the meeting. We are planning on January the 19th. Chester has what they call a Martin Luther King parade. We are wanting to, we are going to be a part of that, not for what they're doing it for, but for us to get out there and show that the Israelites are here in Chester. So we're asking anybody that would like to join us, please come so we can have numbers. We'll be giving out little pamphlets. We want to be able to chant things in Hebrew, so those that are good with that, we would love to have you. We want to be able to sing our Hebrew songs, like the Baruch Hashem. And we want numbers, so if you can, please get with us so that we can put it together. It will be January the 19th here in Chester. We will have 2 rehearsals for it. I believe December 29th is a Yom Rishon, and then January 12th also a Yom Rishon. We'll get with you on the times, but if you can, please come out and participate with us. We will dress cultural. We're looking to have it, the theme based at black. Doesn't have to be solid black, but dark color. but more information will come. If you would like to participate, or if you're planning to come and just march with us, just reach out so we'll know how many people will be participating with us. Toda.
Anyone else before we close it out?
Go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Truly, I thank Almighty Yah for life, health, and strength. For all that He's done in my life. Get a little full sometimes, but it's all right. I reflect back on my life before I got here. My life was a wreck. Shipwreck. Train wreck, airplane wreck, everything and the above. I wanted to do right and get right, but I couldn't get right. Sometimes in life, you have to go certain places in order for y'all to do what you gotta do in your life. And it was here, right? When the first day I walked in here, this is my uncle, this is my aunt, this is my cousin, and so on, right? The scribe and shepherd, those are my cousins. My brothers back there, Abrams and Uzziah. It was something different. But let me share something with you. I started out right here in this corner right here, right back here. And day by day, y'all began to deal with me. You see, my biological father's gone, my biological mother's gone, right? And being a grown man, I had yearned to be loved. That's what I was missing in my life. Just having somebody there to talk to and share with them how I feel and looking to get some real feedback. It goes beyond my uncle and my aunt. Now we talking about spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all have allowed me to learn that this way of life must be spiritual. So what he did for me, according by my mistake in Ezekiel chapter 36, that stony heart I want obtained, right? He came and he did a spiritual surgery on me and removed that piece of rock that I couldn't feel and I couldn't cry. Hallelujah. And he gave me a heart of flesh. Hallelujah. I'm a grown man and there's nothing weak about me, but today I can cry and I can feel. And I'm in a community that where the love here is real. It's real. It ain't fake, it's real. I support this community. Because everything that took place in my life, it started here, but I had to come here. And I had to sit and humble and listen to what y'all have to say through Don McKay. It's many times that he said things I did not like. And I did not agree with. But he told me, he said, nephew, if you just sit and you just listen, you're going to be all right. Y'all will manifest itself in your life. I said to him, I said, Uncle, I'm tired of starting over. He looked at me and he said, we were riding down the road and he was driving and just pushed a little dread over to the side and he looked at me and he said, hell, you ain't never started. And I thought about them things and it was true. I want to thank Almighty Yah for a church community. I want to thank him for my Isha back there in the corner. I said, baby, I know sometimes you get tired of running up and down that road after working in the Edomite system all week long. So she said to me, she said, baby, Almighty Yah created us to do what we have to do. He gave us a spirit of perseverance. And I just want to say I love you, love my bang, my box, and tell y'all for the Ghost community. and for everything that he has done and everything he will continue to do. Told our Almighty Yah for all you have done for me.
God has come a long ways. Y'all have done marvelous things in his life. Y'all give me praise. And we praise Almighty Yah for it. Hallelujah. Everyone feeling great. Again, we say we thank the Nisi and all the people that came down with the press cast, everybody.
My turn.
Now you want to talk.
I gotta talk now.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom. Whew. Where do we start from? He's right. Like, it's meant to be, because I grew up with his mother and her father. Yes? All little. I grew up with them. And I didn't think I would ever be in a place with both of them and me, and we all kind of like, before he was born, I was with his mother in their house, and their father, her mother's father, when we spent the night at their house, we couldn't talk on Friday night unless you talked in Hebrew. So of course I was quiet. I didn't talk. Now, I fell off the wagon. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad that there was people who was more stricter than my father was in teaching them to learn Hebrew. And I'm glad to see that. And I have to get my family more together to learn it more, because it affects bad on the parent when the parent don't push the children further and learn this language, because it's our language. We should know our language. Okay, that's one thing. Prince Cass, good to see you again, my man. Kohilith,
Yes.
you did a great job.
Good job.
We'll talk.
Yes.
I still respect and honor you.
Yes.
I just want to tell you, like I tell y'all every Shabbat when we're here,
Yes.
nobody feels that y'all didn't know nothing. Nobody feels that you're dumb. As a matter of fact, I think y'all are geniuses in Israel. Okay? And I don't tell everybody that, but I think you're good. And everybody I talk to say the same thing. They know what they're talking about. We just got to get these books and get it together and learn and put it all together and do what? Keep moving on. Exactly.
Keep moving. Yes.
Cass, good. Joel, good to see you again. Told for coming out. Rob, Rob, told for bringing the community down. And we did enjoy our time when we went out there with Joel, and I hope y'all enjoy your time here. Tashlikya, this is my niece. She said she was coming. She's, where you from? I don't even know where you from.
Hamlet, North Carolina.
Say it again.
Hamlet,
North Carolina.
Okay.
She came out because she wanted to come and see what y'all all about.
Okay.
So y'all make sure y'all take care of her.
Yeah.
So she'll say, I had a great time and I'm going back.
Yeah.
We want you to come back because we want you to learn that we have to come together to praise this great and mighty Yah that we serve. You know, this is not something that your eyeball we've been telling you just to be telling you. We tell you this because this has to get passed down to generation. You gotta keep passing this or else you lose it. And the Most High don't want us to lose it. The Most High want us to keep serving Him until we can go back home. We are going back home, right?
Going back home.
All right, told I y'all.
Yes. Going back home.
Get it so loud.
Love you, man.
Love y'all too. Y'all enjoy your time here. Whatever you need, we here. We all here. We're gonna try to get it. If y'all need help, you know already. We're gonna help them like the best we can.
Yes.
That's how it was when they came to Albany. Anybody come to Albany, you let me know you're there.
Yeah.
We take care of you.
Right.
They run the same kind of operation here. You need something, you let us know. We're gonna take care of you. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We thank Yah for him. He always have to come up and put his turn on it. Praise Yah. So I'm glad he got it all out now so he won't have to get me private. Praise Yah. We got it all out. Again, we thank Yah for everybody. Prince Niece, coming down from Hamlet. It's up around Rockingham, Cheraw. Praise God, we know where you are. So come and let's look at these things too. Everyone again to Goshen, thank y'all for you. But Rob, Nicey, great job. Keep pressing, man. Don't stop pressing. Don't stop pressing. We come together, we can do great things. Just want to pass this on to you. I know y'all see the gas pumps out there, not discussing business on the Sabbath, but we're going to open up a gas station. About 15 stores around here, not on one.
Right.
If we get together, spiritually and physically, we can do things. But if we don't get together, the will of Yahweh will still be done. Hallelujah. So I want to be a part of great things. That's why I can't let little Nicey go, because I see great things down there. And everybody want to be a part of something that is great. So we thank y'all for everybody. Let's help one another. Tomorrow we're going to be in a meeting. We're going to be discussing some issues. And not, hey, look, I'm right. No, that ain't. No, we're going to look at all of these things and find a way that we can unite together. Because y'all feast is set to bring us together, not to divide us. And the very same thing that was said to bring us together is dividing us. And I believe now that we should take a look at these things, because if we don't and we die off, our children are going to struggle with the same thing. Our grandchildren and generation after us is not going to go away. So everybody who thinks that's it's just going to disappear, whether the Messiah came or whether he didn't, that ain't going to go away. So generation from generation, they're going to struggle with these issues. So let's be wise men and men of Yah and come sit together and listen to what one another have to say. And I promise you, Yah will judge among us. He will show who's right and who's wrong. Hallelujah. Through his eternal spirit, he will show that. But we can't be nonchalant like it doesn't matter. I know everything and I know I'm right. We can't be people like that. We must sit together, listen to one another, and hear what the Ruach is saying to all of us. If we do that, we will rise as a nation of people. If we don't, we're going to be a snare as other people look upon us. Hallelujah. Brother Rob said, we are great people and we can rise. This is not the end of it. Come on, Israel. Let's join. You know, we sang the song, hand in hand, fingers spread. A lot of people, it's just a song, sound great. Let's put it into reality.
Right.
Hand in hand, fingers spread. And let's do the work of Almighty Yah, so that we can leave behind a legacy that the children of Israel can follow and don't ever have to worry about is not being right. Hallelujah. Once it is established on righteousness, it will never go down. If we don't do these things, someone need to begin to write. Anybody. Just write, put in your books. Because the time going to come, they're going to have to read. You know what? Kohelet told them that 34, 45 years ago, he was trying to tell the people that. Hallelujah. Write these things so when they happen, someone can go back and read and say, hey, look, 50 years ago, that was said. It's coming to pass now. But if no one write these things, it can't be tested. Praise Yah. So we all just go on the way we go on 30, 40, 50, 100 years past, we around the same mountain. I'm tired of going around Mount Sinai. It's time to move now. Hallelujah. So let's come together and do these things. Hallelujah. All praise to Almighty Yah. Everyone clear? Tonight, what is it? Fun fellowship. Listen to this stuff that this guy was telling me that has all together and what Sister Nina have. Boy, she is a go-getter. She puts it all together. We thank y'all for it. We're going to have a great time tonight. Those that stand over, any way we can assist you, let us know. We don't have a lot of money, but we put our money together. We got a bank. Praise Yah. We can do these things together. Hallelujah. If you got $25, I got 15. Somebody else got another 10, 15, 20. So we can do these things. Praise Yah. No one else. Let us stand. One last song. Y'all know that song by the Wheels of Babylon? We never have a slave mentality. We can rise together. Praise Yah. We talking about Rob. seat. We ain't gonna let him get away. Hold on to him. Follow him around. Praise God. What do you think about this? Cohili, cohili. Praise God. By the rivers of Babylon. Yeah. And there we were, and we remember Zion, by the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, and there we were, and we remember Zion, where the enemy carried us away captivity. Oh, we wanted from us to come. Tell me how can we say goodbye? Where the enemy carried us away captivity. Oh, we wanted from us to come. Tell me how can we say goodbye? And present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy.